Welcome to Concept with Justin. Today we embark on a journey through the realm of immaculate garden landscapes. Where pristine lawns and elegant tree lines create a symphony of order and beauty. Picture a garden where every blade of grass stands at attention, a verdant carpet stretching out before you in perfect uniformity. Such gardens speak of precision, care, and a deep appreciation for the clean lines and open spaces that define this style. At the heart of these orderly gardens lies the lawn. Canvas of green that forms the foundation of the entire design. Far more than mere grass, a well-maintained lawn is a work of art in itself. Each blade, uniform in height and vibrant in color, contributes to a seamless expanse that invites both the eye and the foot to linger. The creation of such a flawless lawn is no small feat. It requires a deep understanding of grass varieties, soil composition, and the delicate balance of nutrients needed to maintain that lush emerald hue. The choice of grass species is crucial, taking into account the local climate, the amount of foot traffic the lawn will endure, and the desired aesthetic effect. Imagine running your hands over this verdant carpet, feeling the cool, crisp blades between your fingers. The sensation is at once invigorating and soothing. A tactile reminder of nature's resilience and beauty. A well-kept lawn is not just visually appealing. It's an invitation to experience the outdoors, to feel the earth beneath your feet and the sun on your face. Framing this green expanse, elegant tree lines stand as sentinels, their straight trunks and carefully pruned canopies sense of structure and rhythm. These arboreal columns might be stately conifers, reaching towards the sky with unwavering precision, or deciduous trees whose changing foliage marks the passage of seasons while maintaining their orderly formation. The selection of trees for these linear plantings is a crucial decision in the design process. Consider the majestic Lombardy poplar, its tall, narrow form creating a natural screen or windbreak. Or perhaps a row of meticulously pruned lime trees, their dense canopies forming a green architecture that defines and encloses garden rooms. This juxtaposition of textures, the soft, yielding grass against the rough bark of the trees, adds depth and interest to the scene. As the sun moves across the sky, these tree lines cast ever-changing shadows across the lawn, creating a dynamic play of light and dark. Early morning, long shadows stretch across the dewy grass, gradually shortening as the day progresses. In the golden hour before sunset, the trees are backlit, their silhouettes standing in stark contrast against the glowing sky. Between the trees, consider the possibility of underplanting with spring bulbs or shade-loving perennials. This addition of color and texture at the base of the trees can soften the transition between vertical and horizontal planes, adding a layer of seasonal interest to the design. The paths that wind through this orderly landscape are equally important in maintaining the overall aesthetic. Straight walkways of crisp gravel or neatly laid pavers echo the linearity of the tree planting, their edges as sharply defined as the lawn itself. not only provide practical access through the garden, but also serve to divide the space, creating a sense of scale and proportion. Think of long borders filled with neatly clipped box hedges, punctuated by topiary forms that echo the linearity of the tree planting. Within these structured beds, seasonal flowers can provide bursts of color, their exuberance contained and enhanced by the formal framework. The color palette in such a garden is often restrained, allowing the various shades of green to take center stage. This doesn't mean the landscape lacks visual interest. On the contrary, the subtle variations in tone and texture become more apparent when not competing with a riot of colors. The deep, rich green of yew hedges might contrast with the brighter hue of the lawn, while the silvery undersides of olive tree leaves add yet another dimension to the green theme. Hardscaping elements in these orderly gardens should complement the overall design ethos. Clean-lined terraces of natural stone provide areas for outdoor living, their geometric forms echoing the straight lines of the landscape. Garden furniture, too, should reflect this aesthetic, with simple, elegant designs that don't detract from the garden's inherent beauty. maintenance of such a pristine landscape requires dedication and expertise. Regular mowing is essential to maintain the perfect height and uniformity of the lawn. The exact frequency will depend on the grass species and growing condition. But it's not uncommon for these lawns to be mown several times a week during the growing season. The changing seasons bring new dimensions to these orderly landscapes. In spring, fresh green of new growth brings a sense of renewal and promise. Summer sees the garden at its most manicured, the warm weather allowing for frequent mowing and pruning to maintain that perfect form. Autumn brings a new palette of colors as deciduous trees in the tree lines change their foliage, their straight lines now aflame with golds and reds. Even in winter, these gardens maintain their structure. The sound of these gardens is an often overlooked aspect of their appeal. The whisper of wind through the tree lines, the gentle hum of a distant mower, the crunch of gravel underfoot, these auditory elements contribute to the overall sensory experience of the garden. principles of symmetry and balance are often at play in these landscapes. A central axis might run through the garden, with elements mirrored on either side. The concept of time is an interesting one in these gardens. While they often aim for a timeless quality, the reality is that they are constantly evolving. Trees grow, seasons change, and the garden itself matures. A skilled designer will anticipate these changes, creating a landscape that only improves with age. In the world of landscape design, every element is interconnected, and every decision has a ripple effect on the overall aesthetic. The choice of plants in a neat, linear garden is crucial. The goal is to create a sense of balance and visual interest without sacrificing the overall sense of order. Imagine rows of flowering shrubs, their vibrant blooms adding pops of color against the backdrop of the green lawn. These shrubs may be strategically placed to create a sense of depth and dimension. They're carefully curated forms, complementing the straight lines of the path and hedges. Consider the inclusion of topiary. the art of shaping plants into artistic forms. These sculpted wonders can add a touch of whimsy and sophistication to the landscape. Intricate designs showcasing the artistry of the gardener. A topiary sphere, meticulously pruned into a perfect orb, might stand sentinel at the entrance to the garden, welcoming visitors with its elegant presence. In a neat, linear garden, the interplay of hard and soft elements is paramount. The use of hardscape elements, such as stone walls, brick patios, or gravel pathways, can provide a sense of structure and definition, complementing the straight lines of the landscape. These elements can be incorporated strategically to create visual interest and define different areas within the garden. If you've enjoyed this journey through the world of pristine landscape design, we invite you to subscribe to Concept Justin.